What's going on, guys? Angelo here, back at you with another Tesla YouTube video. I've been getting a ton of questions on what Tesla range should I get. So Tesla, if you don't know, for the Model 3, Model Y, you have a standard range plus, long range, and performance. Well, maybe Model 3 is only with the standard range now. But standard range basically has the lowest range for your Model 3 and Model Y. Long range has the longest range, but not the fastest speed. And then performance has the second most range, but the fastest speed. I currently have a Model 3 Performance with a 0 to 60 3.1 seconds. And the Model 3 Performance has a range EPA of 315. As of today, the Model 3 long range, if you have the air wheels, you'll get a range EPA of 358 miles, a 0 to 60 of 4.2, and a 0 to 60 4.2. A standard range plus has a range of 272 and a 0 to 60 of 5.8 with the air wheels. Keep in mind that does go down when you have air wheels. So a lot of you may be wondering, okay, I want to get a Tesla, but which one should I get? You guys will be quick to find out when you start driving your car that range isn't accurate. What does that mean? So it may show an EPA of about 315 miles or 358 miles for the range, but you need to keep an account because this is a battery powered car. You'll really only get like 0.75 or 0.70 percent, or 0.7, which is equal to 75 or 70% of the actual range, because a lot of the battery is being used to power the car. So you won't really get that full range. I know that was my biggest mistake. I believe I got a standard range plus when the range was only about 250 or so. I thought that was gonna be more than enough. I didn't need a bigger battery, but I come to realize you actually don't get that full battery, full charge, or full range EPA. And Tesla recommends you only charge to 80%, so it's even less than what you actually expect. I know having an electric car can be a hassle, especially if you're going long distances, and it doesn't feel as fast as gas, as much as people like to say. I've been a product of driving from NorCal to SoCal to NorCal, back and forth. And the supercharger, where you're waiting about 20-30 minutes, it's not fun sometimes. Like, there are times you just want to continue with your trip, and you're like, dang, I really have to wait here for like 30-40 minutes. Don't get me wrong, it helps a ton. It helps a ton, but the battery charging still takes a while, because a lot of times too, when you're traveling, you won't get that 250 kilowatt hour charger, which is the fastest charger Tesla has. You may get 150 kilowatt, or even 75 kilowatt, which is like a slow charger for Tesla. So I think, just to completely honest with you, get the most range you can afford. What does that mean? If you can afford the long range, get the long range. If you can get a performance, get the performance. I think 315 is plenty enough. Long range is probably the most bang for your buck because it is pretty fast. You can do that $2,000 upgrade to get like a faster 0 to 60, and then you don't need to shell out the extra, I believe, like $8,000 for the performance. So from my understanding, like, performance and long range have a different, have the same battery. It's just that the performance has bigger rims as well as bigger brakes, so the range is a little bit lower. But I've heard hacks where you can use the Model Y's rims, which is the Model Y rims, which are the, let's take a look. Yeah, so they are the Gemini wheels, and you will get that increased range. So the Model Y comes with Gemini wheels, but you need to do some modifications. But back in the day, which was like only a few months ago, Tesla had Gemini wheels for the Model 3. You put that on your Model 3 Performance, and you'll have increased range. So yeah. But with that being said, I think the best bang for your buck would be the long range. If you don't need the flash of a performance which has the Uber turbine wheels and the bigger brakes, you can just get the long range Model 3, Model Y, or even the S and X to for your driving needs. Okay, because coming from my perspective, I have a Model 3 Performance with a very long range at 315. I paid the extra for the nice rims and the bigger brakes, but to be honest with you, I don't use it on the track. I'm just a normal driver, and so if I think back, maybe I should have just gone with a long range and just utilize that long range Model 3. So if you're in the market for a car, and if you want to go with the Standard Range Plus, just make sure you're okay with not taking the car on long trips, and if you do, you will be stopping a little bit more to get things charged. From my experience driving Standard Range Plus to SoCal, I stopped about 3 times to charge, and then from just driving a long range or performance, I stopped twice to charge. So an extra charge, which is like another 40 minutes. So it's not bad, but it is kind of a hassle if you don't have a charger at home. You do need to charge a little bit more frequently outside. So just keep that in mind when you're charging your car, or you're deciding to pick between which ones to get. Now, as of November 1st, 2021, the cars actually have gone up in range. So if you look at the Model S, it looks like we have 405 range EPA. Model S Plaid, you got 396. This is not with the Arachne wheels. Those really lower down your range. So same thing with the Model X. You have 351 range for a long range, and the Plaid gets you 335. So the one thing you need to understand is that whenever you update your rims or your wheels to like a turbine wheels, or to like a sport wheels on the Model 3 or the induction wheels on the Model Y, you will get lowered range, just because the car is a little bit more heavier, the wheels are a little bigger, the rims are bigger, and it just happens. So usually the cheapest option, the rims or wheels that come with the car, will have the most range, and they're free, right? They come with the car. So just keep that in mind. If you do want to upgrade your rims or your wheels where you get a different kind, I suggest you just keep the free one. So you go in Tesla, order the rims or wheels with the cheapest configuration, and then you go on eBay and then you just basically buy whatever rims or wheels that you need, because a lot of times people are selling them for a little bit cheaper, right? Because it's like aftermarket. So just take that in consideration when you're purchasing like new rims or wheels. So yeah. But with that being said, when you do buy a Tesla, pick the range that you can afford. If you want the most bang for your buck, go with the long range, because you'll realize being an electric car owner, you're going to be charging a ton, and you're going to charge at the end of the day when you go on trips. So the most range you can get is the best bang for your buck. If you want that aesthetic and that flashiness and long range, go with the performance. Granted, you'll be about 40 miles less on the range EPA, which is times like 0.7, because remember, you got you don't get that full range, so times 0.7. So technically you get about 28 more miles less on a performance compared to a long range. So it's not a big difference, right? But it is cheaper to get a long range. So my advice: get as much range you can get for your Tesla. If you can spend it, do it. If you can't, then all means get Standard Range Plus. Just be prepared to charge a lot. All right. Just keep in mind that I'm always here if you have any other Tesla questions. This is one question and I wish one answer that I wish I knew before buying my car. would have saved me a ton of money and a lot of headaches when it comes to charging. So I got a link down below for 1,000 free supercharger miles, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, guys. We're growing. We're at 700 subscribers, and hopefully keep growing this channel. Appreciate you, Jello family. I'll catch y'all later. Have an amazing day.